Hello, welcome to another video. Dun, dun. Someone told me they liked that, so I just decided to add it in. Anyway, so today I'm just going to be doing like a little analyzation, little theory video, basically on episode 5, which just came out on the weekend. Dude, there is so much information in this video. I really thought it would be like a chill video, but there was like a lot of stuff that came out. So I decided to do another please listen to my feelings video. Disclaimer, theories are just theories. Most of this is just my feelings, a gut feeling. Just take everything with a grain of salt. I'm no expert. I just like to make theories. And if you disagree or agree, let me know in the comments and let me know your personal theories. Let's start. So basically, in the beginning of the show, or the episode, we are introduced to Lady Kyuki. She's one of the 4 Perils, basically. And I'm assuming she's probably the strongest out of the 4 Perils because she's so like emphasized already. The one kind of spying on everyone and everything. So we see that she is talking to Yotsume, and we kind of realize that Yotsume is her vassal. This is actually the first time she has seen Moroha. Definitely not Yotsume's first time. I'm pretty sure Yotsume is more knowledgeable in the whole Inu gang information and everything, knowing that he was there since like the very first episode. And of course he knows about the time traveling. This whole scene kind of just showed that like he was watching the girls the whole time. And I was kind of questioning, are there 4 Perils really bad demons? Because first off, we haven't really seen them do anything bad. Okay, yeah. Yes, for Tokotsu-san, basically killing everyone that comes in his way, stealing their bones. But okay, I'm not saying that this is like, okay, it's justified. No, it's bad, whatever. He was doing that to revive his father because Moroha killed him only for a bounty. We don't know if he actually did anything wrong, if his death was really justified. And even Myoga said it was hard to believe Kirinmaru would do something like twisting time, basically restarting the whole world for his own personal gain. For Myoga, he said that it was like hard to believe. So it's just like, if it's hard to believe Kirinmaru would do that, wouldn't his followers be the same? Like, unless there was a change or like a further influence changing Kirinmaru and influencing the 4 Perils to do something bad. But so far, we don't even know if the 4 Perils are bad. Unless I'm missing something. If I'm missing something, just let me know. And then we see Kaede and Moroha's little interaction, and we kind of see that Kaede does know Moroha, but I don't think Kaede raised Moroha, mainly because on her character description it said Moroha hardly knows her parents because she lived alone since she was very young. So I really think that Moroha kind of survived on her own, maybe getting help here and there from other people, or there's someone like looking out for her, but she overall wasn't really raised by anyone. Maybe the woman. I'm still betting on the woman, that she is some really important character with Moroha's story, mainly because she was on the poster along with all the good characters. We also know that she must be affiliated with Jyubei because of the opening sequence. And then Demon Slayers. We see like the Demon Slayers hideout. It's a really small hideout, possibly Sango's house. I don't know. It just looks like a regular house to me, but that could be a overanalyzation. So basically, when I was kind of looking at the Demon Slayers, it's crazy because I thought that the Demon Slayer village would be, you know, revived by now, thriving, a lot of Demon Slayers working under them. I thought that they'd be getting jobs left and right, blah blah blah. But like, it looks like they're very small, poor community still. And I know it's gonna take a long time for it to really go back to how it was, but then it's kind of surprising how small still after around 20 years the Demon Slayers are. So the question comes up, where is Sango, right? Because it's just like, why is Kohaku the leader and not her if she was like still present? If Sango was the leader, would the Demon Slayers be in better condition right now? Or does she retire after having kids, which I doubt? Or is she actually missing as well? And then we also see that Hisui at least knows Sango because Kohaku brought her up about the Hiraikots, blah 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 blah. But when Kohaku brings up Sango, they both don't really seem phased. More like Hisui was just surprised that, oh, like my Hiraikots went through something like that. But like, they didn't really react in like an emotional sad way. So I'm pretty sure Sango is fine. Just not maybe in the village, maybe? I don't know. Just like, I just think she's fine. And then another question comes up, why does Hisui have the Hiraikots? It's very possible that it was passed down to him because, again, like I said in my reaction video, the Hiraikots originally was Sango's grandfather's and then it was passed down to her. And then another random thought that the books that Kohaku was looking through might have been Kagome's influence. I'm not really sure about that because I'm not really sure when like books were introduced in Japan, but because throughout the whole show, like the original show, you see like scrolls and stuff. I don't know, that's like a random thought. Okay, so now that I think about it, who was the person who originally created those research books? Because it looks like it was Kohaku's first time reading about the butterfly demon. So it could probably be a collection of research from other demon slayers, or maybe it could be Hisui's sisters. Maybe they are the researchers who study about demons and then created those books. I don't know. And then we are introduced to the dream butterfly a little bit more. Kohaku says that it seems to be inhabiting Mount Musubi. And I just did a simple Google search on Mount Musubi. I was like, is this a real mountain in Japan? According to Wikipedia, Mitsubi no Yama Hiroku, or translated to The Secret History of Mount Musubi, is basically a novel considered as one of the masterpieces of Japanese literature. Basically, the plot revolves around a family whose ancestries goes all the way back to the very beginnings of Japanese people. Each member of the family possesses supernatural powers, fueled by 3 magical treasures, and we kind of see a little parallel, the 3 magical treasures to the 3 pearls. But then it's kind of weird because we know that there are 7 pearls. Maybe the ones that the girls have more power. I don't know. It could just be inspired by this story. And then all throughout history, the family have been manipulating Japan's greatest historical events, which led to how the country is today. And emphasis on changing the past to change the future in episode 1 must really be inspired by this piece of literature. So I think that was pretty cool. And then we see that Setsuna has no interest in finding the butterfly of dream demon, and she says, I walk my own path. And it's just like, path seems so like emphasized in the show because obviously the whole thing with Sesshomaru and how he's going through his own path instead of following in his father's footsteps. So then we see like a parallel with both of their characters. Setsuna's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. I don't really care about this butterfly of dream demon. I have work to do. I'm a demon slayer. And it also feels like she's kind of accepted that her memories were taken long ago and then that she can't sleep. This is my life now. But I think deep down really wants her memories back and to sleep again, like everyone else, like be normal, you know? And then we were introduced to Jyubei. I knew it. I knew that the guy in the opening sequence is Jyubei. And I thought actually he would be a good guy. I thought he'd be someone close to Moroha. You're on a short leash, you've got debt to pay. And it's just like, what's the debt, right? Because they didn't really explain it. But there are some theories I have come up with, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys come up with the same ones as me. But the debt maybe she commissioned Jyubei to find her parents, but I think that's like really easy. I think that's really easy to think about, but I think Moroha stole demon parts from Jyubei, forged her sword called Kirinmaru. And I think because she knows Myoga, Myoga probably told Moroha to find these body parts so Totosai can forge this sword for you. Wow, Totosai, come back, please. Yeah, I think that'd be a really cool theory. I think it would be like so heartbreaking if Moroha did commission them to find her parents, but then it's just like, my heart, I don't know. But then Moroha stealing demon parts from Jyubei to forge her sword makes sense. But also maybe she got training from him on how to fight, like who taught her how to fight, right? So it could either be commission, stole demon parts for her sword, or got knowledge from him. But then, I don't know, I think Jyubei is kind of sketchy though. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys also think Jyubei is really sketchy. He knew Moroha disappeared for a few days. He has been spying on her, maybe getting Takechiyo to spy on her. And he seems to be scamming her and exploiting her. She brings him like the whole body of a freaking member from the 4 Perils gang. But then he wants the head, and he will only pay for the head and for the body if she gets the head. But then if she doesn't get the head, then he's not gonna give her any money. He's just gonna steal the body. Even Myoga said that the head of Tokotsu is worth more than just a bag of gold. Jyubei is sus. And then we meet Takechiyo. I thought Takechiyo would be like Shippo 2.0, cute, a friend companion, but I guess not. He seems kind of sketch too. Jyubei uses him to spy on Moroha, and at the very end of the episode they both kind of celebrate that there was no remains for them to bounty, and they were like kind of like happy. They're like, oh, more money for us, like so they don't have to pay Moroha for the deposit as well as the bag of gold for the head. So at the palace, Moroha meets up with the girls and Myoga is there too. And Myoga is just mostly concerned about the rest of the 4 Perils because he believes that because Moroha killed Tokotsu, the rest will be like, yo, you killed one of us. We're gonna kill you for killing your friend, you know? And then we see Jakotsumoru. He is Tokotsu's son. He claims that Moroha, the demon slayer, is the one that killed his father. And then more with Myoga, he introduces himself towards the twins. Goes on, of course, on about freaking Inu dad. He's like, I was serving this family for 3 generations. But Myoga actually doesn't know Setsuna and Towa was Sesshomaru's daughters. So next episode, I'm holding you hostage right now, Myoga. If you don't tell them information about Sesshomaru, I don't know what to say. I feel like he's only gonna say bad things, like your father was like terrifying, blah 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 blah. Because it seems like he also doesn't really know about Sesshomaru's whereabouts if he doesn't even know that Setsuna and Towa are his daughters. I don't know. He just found out during that scene that they're the daughters, and then Moroha kind of confirmed it. They are Sesshomaru's daughters. And it's kind of like brings up the question again. Did Moroha study about Sesshomaru or something? How does she know his scent? Did she actually meet him? But I'm kind of leaning more towards I think she actually met him at one point, maybe when she was younger. Because whenever Moroha brings up, hey, you're the daughters of Sesshomaru, and then with Treekyo, oh, I'm right, you are the daughters of Sesshomaru. And then with Myoga was like, oh, they're the daughters of Sesshomaru, and then she's like, I guess so, and like she's like seems really happy. So I feel like there's something with that. Like, why is she always like really happy when bringing up Sesshomaru's daughters? Like, did they have a really good encounter or something when she was younger or in the past? That brings up a lot of questions. Moroha's blood is closest to Inu dad, even more than InuYasha's. Myoga kind of brings that up, and then Moroha's like, I don't really care about all that, I just want to know more about the 4 Perils. And I know like a lot of people were upset with that. They're like, oh, why doesn't she care about her parents, blah 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 blah. Like, I don't really like Moroha because she only cares about the bounty. But then it's just like, think about it, just like InuYasha. Remember in the first few episodes when Kagome was kind of asking about InuYasha's parents, and then Myoga was bringing up Izayoi and then Inu dad and blah blah blah. InuYasha just like didn't want to talk about it, but he just didn't want to talk about it because it hurt too much, right? It like made him sad in a way because he actually really loved his parents. It wasn't in like, hey, I don't really care, I just, it's more like it hurts, I don't want to talk about it. And I think with Moroha it might be the same. She might be like that with InuYasha. And I think she just heard all about her parents from Myoga already, and I think it's just like, you know, we're gonna waste time here if you're gonna talk about stuff I already know. I want to know new things. Like, I'm here for a mission. So I think that's what it is. Like, guys, like, try not to be mad at her for that because it's kind of really understandable. Like, I get it. Myoga talks about the Perils gang, and he says that they're demons that crossed over to the mainland during spring and autumn. Spring and autumn is kind of really emphasized because in the ending sequence, it's like very spring flowers and autumn flowers. There's a lot of like maple leaves, and there's like a lot of like sakura petals and like flowers and blah blah blah, which we know does bloom in the springtime. So I think the fact with spring and autumn might have a lot to do with all of this, which is really interesting because I think currently in the show it's autumn, because I think in the first episode I remember like the trees looked very autumny. I don't know what was going on with that, but Myoga explains that the 4 Perils was controlled by Kirinmaru, and then the twins were like, Kirinmaru? What? And then they explain whatever Treekyo said. Hey, he's going to like destroy freaking the world, return it to nothing, blah 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 blah. We don't know why. And then Myoga's just like, yo, I think that's kind of hard to believe. Kirinmaru doesn't really seem like the person to do that. And it kind of seems like Myoga might actually know him personally, right? If you knew Inu dad ruled alongside each other, didn't rule against each other, alongside each other like yin and yang, east and west. Myoga might actually know Kirinmaru personally, and it seems like the real Kirinmaru might be really alive. I don't know about his son. I was theorizing in my past video that, oh, maybe the real Kirinmaru is dead and then the son is taking over, but it doesn't seem like that is the case. So more on to the whole Kirinmaru thing. Either Treekyo is bad and is twisting the story, where she's the one who's actually wanting to twist time or to keep order, blah 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 blah, with Sesshomaru and how he wants to go on his own thing. She's the one who wants to keep everything the same. Or the teacher is the real Kirinmaru Kirinmaru, and there is an imposter in his place, which would explain why Myoga is like, hey, that's out of character, or the real Kirinmaru actually just changed and is under a bad influence for some reason, turned evil for some reason. And then also Setsuna figures that they are unknowingly following Treekyo's request by unintentionally finding and killing the 4 Perils, which will lead to the rise of Kirinmaru, and then killing Kirinmaru will result in the rise of Sesshomaru. But this is also confusing. I don't know. These are just theories. Then we have Moroha admitting that she actually doesn't know if she was the one who killed Tokotsu. In her flashback, it looks like she woke up from her sleep. In my reaction video, I was like, oh, so who's the real person who killed Tokotsu, right? And then a lot of you guys were like in the comments like, you probably missed it, but InuYasha was the one who actually killed him, her alter persona. And it seems like when she's in that form, it seems like she actually doesn't have any memories of the battles that goes on, similar to like Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. If you guys watch Demon Slayer, I think it might be similar, like when she's in that state. But then I was also thinking, like, maybe overthinking, while Moroha was asleep, who took the head? Unless I'm missing something, please let me know. Who took the head of Tokotsu while she was asleep? If Jakotsumaru was the one who took the head, why didn't he take the rest of the body, right? So it seems like someone was there when that happened. Let's just say, what if Moroha in her InuYasha form didn't actually kill Tokotsu, and maybe she got help? And I think it might have been from the woman. Maybe she saw Moroha asleep, or maybe she actually helped Moroha when she fell asleep. But like, what if she was just there in that moment and then took the head, was gonna steal it, sell it or something, and then ran into Jakotsumaru, and then she was like, Moroha's the one who killed it, and then like surrendered the head or something like that. I don't know. I just found it really weird how Moroha woke up and there was no head on the freaking demon, and it was just like gone. Because if it was Jakotsumaru, he would take the whole body and kill Moroha at the same time. And then Myoga. So we're talking about Myoga's knowledge with Moroha, and the question was raised, how does a demon possess spiritual powers? And then Myoga was like, daughter of the legendary priestess Kikyo's reincarnation. Bro, I know I missed it because I was so focused in the show, but is that all she is to you? Myoga, is that all she is to you, Myoga? Is that all Kagome is to you? The reincarnation of Kikyo? Dude, in the first episode my girl Kaede even was like, oh, Kagome doesn't even need to borrow like Kikyo's power because she has her own power. She defeated the Sacred Jewel! She defeated Naraku! Alongside everyone else, but mainly the Sacred Jewel! Oh, I don't know, Myoga. You are crazy! And then Myoga's like, I'll be able to taste my master's blood for the first time in 200 years. So it's like, was that the first time he's seen Moroha in her InuYasha state? And how did he find out about her InuYasha state? Is this a plot hole? I don't know. But then he explains that the rouge was a gift from Inudad to Izayoi, which is InuYasha's father, to his mother. He says that his Inudad's memories are revived in Moroha's blood. And then it kind of raises the question, how does Moroha know Iron Reaver Soul Stealer and Blades of Blood attacks, right? And then if we're going to overanalyze this, his memories are revived in her blood. Maybe the Iron Reaver Soul Stealer and Blades of Blood attack was originally Inudad's attacks and not InuYasha's. Maybe InuYasha also had those attacks in his blood? I don't know how that works, but what if he had it like in his soul, in his blood, embedded into him? Because if you think about it, the Tetseiga was made to protect InuYasha from Inudad's very strong demonic blood, because remember how if InuYasha was away from the Tetseiga, if he was put into a life and death situation, his father's blood will take over and then he will become like in fight or flight mode, demon mode. But like, if you think about it, how was InuYasha like before he got the Tetseiga? What was protecting him from that blood? Like, why did it all of a sudden happen after he got the Tetseiga? And maybe because the attacks was embedded into him, maybe that is what helped protect himself from it. I don't know, man, I don't know. But if the attacks were originally Inudad's attacks, and I know a lot of you guys are like, the movies aren't canon, la 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 la, whatever. But if we're going to say pretend, let's just pretend that the movies are canon. I would like to believe that the movies are canon. I love the movie so much. But in the third movie, I was just rewatching it last night while I was doing stuff. I was just playing it in the background while I was working on stuff. But I noticed that even the way InuDad does the wind scar, it's exactly the same way InuYasha does it. And then if you remember in the show when Sesshomaru took hold of the Tetsaiga and with the human arm that Naraku gave to him, and he used it to slay 100 demons with one single sweep. He used the wind scar. He did it like a different way. Okay, so InuDad and InuYasha are like this. Doom! And then Sesshomaru just like right? So it's possible that it was embedded just like into his blood or something, and now into Moroha's blood, since his memories are revived in her blood when she turns into InuYasha. Overanalyzing this? Probably. But it's fine anyway, so I don't care. Or the reason why she might know the attacks is because, again, remember her original character description. Moroha hardly knows her parent and she like grew up alone. And maybe because she hardly knows her parent, maybe the little things that she does remember is those attacks. Maybe look at her brain, she's just like, I hear it. Irony Resoul Stealer, Blades of Blood. I'm more leaning into that the attacks was originally InuDad theory, because she didn't really use those attacks in her normal state. She only mainly used her sword. Okay, next thing. So at the very end of the whole battle, Takechiyo reports to Jyubei, and then Jyubei, like on his freaking cell phone. Jyubei praises the girls for killing Tokotsu and whatever his son's name is, and then he called them YashaHime. So it's just like, how does he know that they're YashaHime? But then I think it's because, like, if we look at his character description on the website, Jyubei's description is owner of the bounty shop and a necromancer master. And necromancer is basically someone who practices like magic and stuff like that, so he might have spiritual power. Maybe not spiritual power, but like he might be like more similar to maybe like Urasue or something like that, witchcraft or something. He also like takes requests to exterminate yokai, so obviously he might be very, very knowledgeable with demons and stuff like that, so he might just like get the feeling, the vibe that they are like part demon. Definitely smarter than freaking Kohaku. And also because Takechiyo like obviously spies on the girls, so they probably just like overheard everything. I don't know. So then we would like to finish this theory off with Setsuna and Miroku's what the heck was that, right? So Setsuna's prayer is, Tokotsu, don't think ill of us. On meeting an Arhat, slay the Arhat. On meeting your parents, slay your parents. Know the light to your path lies there. Setsuna says that it was a quote from Miroku, the traveling monk. Traveling monk demon, no! Just a traveling monk. But I saw like posts from other people here and there that it was a quote like from Buddha or something like that. Just like kind of the translations were altered, or like the script was a little altered a bit. Yeah, I was right. In the reaction video, I kind of predicted that it was more like a prayer than like something, you know, sketchy, right? Because it's just like, why would Setsuna use it during a battle like that before slaying a demon? I don't think it's something to take like literal. It's obviously like a prayer or like some sort of chant to maybe put the demon to rest. It's just like, why did Miroku say that when she was with Setsuna? And like, when did he meet Setsuna? So I think Setsuna and Miroku might have met when Setsuna was on her way to the village. And if she only knew him as a traveling monk, that would mean that he was already gone from the village when she arrived. It definitely happened after her memories were taken, because that's something that she actually remembers. And it also seems like a good encounter. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, like Miroku kind of seems sus in that clip, blah 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 blah. But to me, just based off of Setsuna's reaction to bringing up Miroku, I just think that it was really him, and I think that it was a good encounter. And I think that what happened in that scene was maybe Miroku saved her from a demon and then chanted that chant when he was putting the demon to rest or something. I think it's easy to take that 2-second clip out of context, but of Miroku, because he was like, you know, not smiling or anything, covering his face or whatever. But I think it's just an element of, for us to wonder, what was this? What was happening? But I think my theory is correct. And then it was like, there's another question that comes up. Where was Miroku going? Why isn't he with his family? What is he doing? Girl, girl. In our reaction video, we kind of touched on this theory, but in the first episode, when Miroku was fighting the Roothead Roots, he was looking at his palm of his hand and he was like, oh, I'm so like powerless now without the wind tunnel. It was really emphasized, right? Because again, that was an anime only scene. It was not in the manga or anything. It was only in the anime. So he feels like he is kind of weak compared to the others because he needs Sango to protect him now. He has his spiritual power, which can only do so much, and then his physical power of like with his staff or whatever, that can only do so much. He was like the only character who didn't really advance that much in the show because his wind tunnel was just so OP. His only weakness was miasma and the Saimosho, which was a freaking pain in the ass. But me, my sister, and I think that maybe Miroku is on his solo journey to maybe get stronger, and maybe whatever caused the disappearance of the original gang, maybe Kagome and InuYasha, or maybe even Sango, maybe Miroku just wasn't of any help during that time. So then he was like, maybe like everyone got injured or InuYasha and Kagome got taken away because he wasn't strong enough to protect them. So like maybe he's just off to get stronger while looking for a way to find Inu gang. And I know it's sad that he's leaving his family, but I'm pretty sure maybe during that time Hisui and the twins were already pretty much grown up. So I think it's kind of understandable for Miroku to go on his own journey during that time. Or maybe even Sango was with Miroku during that time too. Maybe Setsuna just didn't see her. So that's my analysis. It got really deep with the whole Miroku story, but I'm really excited. I really like my theories for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any like, I don't know, any pointers, anything you want to say like, oh, I don't agree with this, or maybe this happened, just to add on to your theory, or this is what I think, let me know in the comments below. Just be respectful, guys. This is just for fun. My theories are really crazy, I know. It's just so much fun to theorize. And I want to announce that I'm opening up a Discord for all of us to chat and stuff like that. I'm gonna use a Discord a lot as well, like to post announcements and stuff like that. There's gonna be a chat for you guys to theorize stuff about the YashaHime show or whatever. Obviously that one is gonna allow like spoilers and stuff like that, so just beware. Anime recommendations, you guys can drop all your recs or whatever. Get to know us, like we can chat, have like watch parties every now and then. I'll just obviously announce them. It's gonna be fun because you guys have been asking me to like make a Discord. I just never used Discord, so shout out to my little sister for making the Discord for me, basically like setting it up and everything. He is great. I'll just leave the link and stuff in the description for you guys to join. But yeah, I think that's all. Make sure to watch my other theory videos. They're really fun. I really like those videos. Sesshomaru probably raised Towa and Setsuna, and I also think Sesshomaru's mother also raised Setsuna as well. And then my theories on Kirinmaru, Treekyo, Moroha's past and everything. So more theories on that. English dub coming up soon. I have a really special video for English dub reaction coming soon. So I hope you guys are really excited for that. But yeah, I think that's all for this video, and I would like to say thank you for watching, and bye bye.